Welcome back to Level Up Your Life, the channel where we take those everyday struggles and turn them into epic wins. Ever feel like you're trapped in a time warp where days disappear in the blink of an eye and your to-do list just keeps growing longer? Or maybe you're constantly chasing the clock, feeling like you're always one step behind, never quite able to catch up. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone, and you've come to the right place. Because today, we're kicking off an epic two-part series on the wonderful world of time management. We all get the same 24 hours in a day, right? Beyoncé gets 24, your neighbor's overly enthusiastic golden retriever gets 24, you get 24. But why does it seem like some people are living in a time warp, accomplishing light years more than the rest of us mere mortals? The secret sauce, my friends, is time management. But I'm not talking about squeezing every last drop out of every single second. No way. We're talking about making the most of the time you have, working smarter, not harder, and ultimately becoming the master of your own destiny. Doesn't that sound epic? Now, prepare to have your minds blown. Did you know that a whopping 82% of people don't have a formal time management system? 82%. That's like most of us are just throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping some of it sticks. Not exactly a recipe for success, is it? And get this. The average worker spends more than half their day on tasks that have little to no value. We're talking about prime, grade A, could be changing the world time, just swirling down the drain. It's enough to make you want to scream into a pillow, isn't it? But hey, don't despair. We're here to rescue you from the time-sucking vortex. In this series, we're going on an adventure. Think Indiana Jones, but instead of ancient artifacts, we're hunting down time management secrets. And in this first episode, we are going to be focusing on the history and the psychology of time. We'll be digging into expert research, real-life examples, and even some juicy historical tidbits that'll make you say, wow, I never thought about it like that. Here's a sneak peek at what we will be covering in this episode. First, we'll hop in our time machine and take a whirlwind tour through the history of time management. From sundials to smartphones, you won't believe how our relationship with time has transformed. Next, we'll put on our psychologist hats and dive deep into the psychology of time. Ever wonder why time flies when you're having fun and crawls when you're, well, not? We'll explore that and much more. So grab your favorite beverage, mine's coffee obviously, get comfy, and prepare to unlock the power of time management. Believe it or not, time management isn't some newfangled concept cooked up by productivity gurus. Humans have been wrestling with this beast for centuries. Picture this, it's the 6th century and you're a Benedictine monk. Your day is meticulously structured around prayer and work, kind of like a medieval color-coded planner, but with more chanting. These monks were the OGs of time management, all about discipline and order. They did use bells to mark the hours. Imagine, bells chiming to mark the hours, guiding every aspect of monastic life. Talk about living by the clock. Fast forward a few centuries to the Industrial Revolution, and suddenly, time is money. Literally. Factories are booming, and punctuality becomes the name of the game. Showing up late? Not an option, unless you wanted to be replaced by someone who could keep up with the relentless rhythm of the machines. Now, let's talk about one of the founding fathers of modern time management, Frederick Winslow Taylor. This guy was like the Steve Jobs of efficiency in the early 20th century. He developed something called scientific management, which, in a nutshell, was about analyzing and optimizing workflows to make things run like a well-oiled machine, pun intended. His ideas were revolutionary, influencing big shots like Henry Ford and the development of the assembly line. So as you can see, time management has a history that's as rich and fascinating as a triple chocolate fudge cake. It's deeply intertwined with how we've evolved as a society and as a species. But what about the inner workings, the science of it all? Let's dive into that next. Ever wonder why time seems to zoom by when you're having a blast at a party but drags on forever during a boring meeting? It's not just you. It's your brain playing tricks on you. Our perception of time is totally subjective, like a funhouse mirror reflecting reality back at us, all distorted. It's influenced by our emotions, our attention span, and even our age. Think about it. When you were a kid, waiting for your birthday felt like an eternity, right? Each day was an eon. But now, as adults, the years seem to whiz by faster than a speeding bullet. It's like our internal clock speeds up as we get older. This just goes to show that our experience of time isn't some fixed, objective thing. It's a fluid, ever-changing internal construct. Now, research suggests that we all have these things called time perspectives that shape how we prioritize and manage our time. Some of us are nostalgic, always looking back at the good old days. That's the past positive perspective. Others are all about living in the moment, seizing the day, and enjoying the present. Hello, present hedonistic. And then there are those who are always planning, always striving, always focused on what's next, the future-oriented folks. Understanding your own time perspective is like getting a secret decoder ring for your own brain. It can unlock some serious insights into your time management habits. You know, figuring out your time style is like discovering your own personal productivity superpower. If you're the past positive type, you're probably someone who cherishes memories and traditions. You might love a good routine and find comfort in the familiar. So, use that to your advantage. Create routines and rituals that give your day structure and stability. Think of it like building your own personal time-honored traditions, things that ground you and make you feel good. Now, if you're more of a present hedonistic person, you're likely the life of the party, always seeking out new experiences and living for the moment. You're probably not a huge fan of rigid schedules, right? So, the trick for you is to break down those big, scary tasks into smaller, more manageable chunks. Make them fun, make them engaging, and don't be afraid to reward yourself along the way. It's all about finding ways to enjoy the process, not just the end result. And for all you future-oriented folks out there, you're the goal-getters, the planners, the ones who are always striving for what's next. You're probably a pro at delayed gratification, which is awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. Set clear goals and deadlines, but don't forget to celebrate your progress along the way. It's important to acknowledge how far you've come, not just how far you have to go. Our brains are constantly making decisions about how to spend our time, and these decisions are often influenced by these sneaky little things called cognitive biases and heuristics. They're like mental shortcuts that can sometimes lead us astray. Procrastination, for example, is a classic trap. It's our tendency to choose instant gratification, like binge-watching that new show, over long-term goals, like, actually finishing that project. And here's another fun one, the temporal sunk cost effect. This is our tendency to keep pouring time into something just because we've already invested so much time in it, even if it's a total time suck. It's like that movie you keep watching even though it's terrible, just because you're already halfway through. To avoid this trap, you've got to be brutally honest with yourself. Is this still worth my time? If not, cut your losses and move on. And that is all for our first episode. Pretty interesting stuff, right? Now that we've explored the fascinating landscape of the human mind and its relationship with time, and taken a trip to the past to see where it all began, in our next episode, we will get down to brass tacks. We will be discussing practical strategies you can use to become a time management ninja. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. I'll see you in the next episode.